Hello there, my name is Martin Engler and I'm here to give you a lecture about ideation with a little title of how to start and how to navigate your games and your projects. But before I jump into the presentation, I would like to really make a fast presentation of myself, maybe my background. So I'm an artist which studied at Academy of Fine Arts and Design in Bratislava, where I focused on illustration, graphic art, and also concept art. But the concept art wasn't something that was joined from to the studies. It was something new in the Central Europe. And actually, I was really pissed about it because it was needed. It was needed to create a base for the game design and game art in Slovakia. So I joined the University of Saint Cyril and Methodius in Trnava 7 years ago, and I started my studies as PhD students. Therefore, I could create subjects about game design and game art, mainly fundamentals of art and also a technical approach when you create assets for the games, and also design stuff that's focused on characters, environments, and props, etc. And also many project-based learning, let's say something like that. I'm also teaching at the Academy of Performing Arts in Bratislava, which is also focused on game design. I teach there visual development, which is like joint name for the design approach in the pre-production of game creation. So that's it. Okay, let's jump into the presentation itself. Sorry, it's not. Yeah, okay. So I would like to show you, or rather talk about the difference, different thinking when you start the projects, and it's really good. Like if you try and try and actually approach your ideas in different point of views. Yeah, it's really great if you are able to like try and look on the game like from the game art perspective, which is like really some kind of fun, having fun with ideas, with generation of the actual visuals and atmosphere, and so on. Also, the something like basis for the game, which is more like game design approach. We were trying to follow mechanics, which are mostly coming from the real life. So I don't know. You can actually like take something like points and the way you move, or what character you are playing, and how the game actually works. Yeah, and the third one is something like which is a really great thing, that in game design you can actually join your ideas and experiences from the real world. So if you actually know something, like some teams that are really close to you, do you like the subject and you know something more about it, it can really create a basis for the game creation. So those are three approaches, like and it's really good if you try and swap them around a bit, to try and look on the game in different ways. Okay, so let's go towards the presentation. If you work in the group, it's really it's actually really important that you also try like solo thinking. But before you do these things, it's really great if you create some boundaries with your team, to be like so that everyone is on board on some points, on which basis you want to create a game. So it's really great if you like choose your subjects. You choose maybe some basic mechanics, like you have this talk in the group, and if you do this, it's far more little probability that your project collapses because some people want something else. Yeah, so it's really great practice. Like I was teaching this program. It was called Summer Game Development. It was like totally strange people, like never met before, and we try to improve this program every year because there were like some clashes in teams. If there is a clash, the probability of finishing the game is really hard. It's really hard on them. So this is like really great like first approach. Like, join with your team, get to know each other, maybe get some little points about like what do you want to create, what mechanics, what atmosphere maybe you want to create, and then it's really great to separate, give yourselves some time, like maybe 1 hour, and try and maybe come up with really interesting ideas that are specific for your thinking. After that, after I don't know, it's really about you, like how much time you will give yourselves as a team. But it's good practice that you try and tell your concepts in whole to your whole group, and it's really fine if you are trying to evaluate like what are the good ideas. If it's really great, like somebody have a complex idea and other people's are on board with that, it's really great start to go and try to emulate the idea further. But it's hardly ever like happening. So you mostly really need to sit together and maybe try to analyze like which points are really great. There is a practice that you if you are viewing your project like from above and try to dissociate yourself from your own ideas and from the fact that the idea may not be yours. It's really great way to actually get the best mechanics or get some ideas and try to put them together. So I was also a lecturer and mentor for many projects, and it really helped if I joined at some point with them and tried to have this approach, like looking at the projects from above and try to help them to join them to these ideas, or rather evaluate like if it's good or bad idea. It really helps, but you don't really need people from outside. You can do that also yourselves, but it's really good if you are trying to leave your ego behind, because that can really destroy the whole process and the whole team. If you don't have those ideas, or if it's like it didn't come together, it's really good to repeat that process again. So let's go further. Okay, these points I was talking about from the start, like there is this word, well, let's say word, because my English sucks at this point. A high concept. The high concept is something like a concise description of the work, like some floating ideas behind the whole game concept. Like you normally, when you are creating the whole games for PC and so, you're trying to create game design documents and art design documents and stuff. But high concept is something that precedes that. It's something that actually try and get the information from above. Try to pinpoint some core ideas, and that's really important that you have these some words, some examples or some keywords to start with. If you get that, it's really not like really easy, but you have some foundation on which you can actually go and further the idea. Yeah. So at the point that you have a concept that's actually, I don't know, in your mind that's working, it's really great to create a high concept for that. In the way that you're trying to maybe create a short story, if it has a story, or some ideas behind, or some inspiration from other games, maybe some ideas of the mechanics and stuff, and try to put it on the paper. That's really important because in the process of creating the pre-production process, you're trying to get into the point that you have a whole plan for the game. But since it's really hard to get there, at least if you have many people in the team, this high concept will work as a base. So if you will try to incorporate some new ideas, I don't know, some new design and stuff, it's really good. Like if you come back to the high concept and try to ask yourself, okay, does it work? Does this idea, my new idea, work with the idea of the game, right? With the whole concept that I created, with this whole high concept. And this can really help like to navigate the project and create a basis on which your project stands rather than falls. Okay, so what's the idea of the high concept? It contains the essence of the game. Yeah, if you play games and you pick really great ones, you actually can get the idea. Like you can I don't know, put yourself into the game and you can feel the atmosphere. Like I don't know, Last of Us, or even tabletop game or a card game. Yeah, because the atmosphere is really specific. You create a background for it and you let the player join this new world or these rules that you create, and that's how the fun is actually interpreted through the game. So what was really important is like it's an important idea or this is an intention. Yeah, so you need to have intentions when you are creating the game. What's also important is really great to look on your game from the market value perspective and the relevance. Like, if you would like to create a game that's actually playable or even probable to sell, it's really it gives you some other perspective. Like if your mechanics and everything, like if it joins together well. That's really important because when you get creative, like you can fall into the pit because the creative process can be fun at itself. But another point of view, like from the start, I was talking about point of views. Another point of views from the market's perspective really can help. Okay, another one. An example can be concise description on the cover of the book. So if you don't really know like how to understand the high concept, you can look at it this way. Like pick your favorite book, and if you I don't know, turn it to the back or open it, there should be something like really short version of what this book is about. Yeah, and that's really important. Like as a creator, you should have or should be able to say your concept, your high concept of the game in, I don't know, 2 or 3 sentences. It should be you should be able to do. If you cannot, you don't really have a clear idea what you are doing. So it's really good practice to actually have that. Okay, so it's really core. The high concept is really your core. So take it as a base, as a foundation. If you have doubts, just go back to it. And it's important for the whole team, yeah, and also for the, I don't know, probable investor or recipient, yeah, because from these 2 or 3 words or sentences and so on, you could actually like try and understand how how your game actually works. So this is an example, yeah, of like the basis that what it could be about. So maybe you have an idea, okay? So try to understand who is it for, yeah? Okay, maybe for the children. Is it 3D or 2D? Like the way you try and show it to the people, how they interact with it, yeah? If it is, is it a tabletop game? Is it a card game or is it made with sorry, my English. With a map or something like a playing board, yeah, that's a different type of games. Or you can also join these concepts. Yeah, you can also have games that's only based upon words and stuff. Okay, so also the graphic style, yeah, that's really important because it connects the people to the game. Maybe the atmosphere or the mood of the game, that's really important that you have. what type of the game it is, like what genre and so on. And these like theme and story, it really helps to navigate your game further. Yeah, so it doesn't only have like some basic words, but when you actually give it a story, it creates like a very specific game, or very specific idea, very specific place that you are trying to actually put into the game. So the player will put himself in the game, and that's what you want. That really helps. Okay, so what is a game concept? So, or not game concept. Like it's really similar. I don't want to say that, but you should be able like analyze the game concept from the basis, like where your ideas coming from. It's really important that you can inspire, and most creators do. I mean, everyone does. Everyone does. But what's really important, like you shouldn't steal. Okay, so I also rather say to my students, don't use AI, don't use other stuff to create your own. You can be inspired. It's really great. But if you actually copy, you never actually come with something new or something interesting. It's really good to come up with your own ideas, to actually ideate. That the word itself, it works like you don't even need to see other games. You can like by idea itself, you can join ideas together, and if you even join it with the story, that's how new ideas, new games actually are created. So so ask yourself how much original you also want to be, because the more original you will be or you want to be, it's harder to create something. So for the if you are creating your first game, it's really good to separate like what's the inspiration, how much inspiration I want to get, and how much ideas I want to put in. For example, like you can have some ideas or subjects or a story of your own, but it really helps for the start if you get some mechanics from other games. Maybe like it's way easier to incorporate that, and mechanics, they are just mechanics. You cannot really steal them, because it's like every game. Like if you actually pick, I don't know, 2D, 3D, there are core mechanics like how you can actually play the game. So it's not really a stealing, because it's just a way of the playing. But the mechanics, they should be, and they need to be connected to your ideas and also to the story you are creating. So keep that in mind. Don't just put the mechanics in because others have that. Put them inside because they work with the idea you have, and that's how you create a special game. Okay, so after that, try to create a base game design concept. That means you are trying to put the characteristics of the game, like how it looks or how it works. Yeah, what's the main idea of the game, and so on. Try to put the main goal of the game. It's really important that you know that from the start how you win the game. Is it about cooperation, or is it about winning? Is it about luck, or how it actually works? Yeah. Try to put yourself in the gameplay. It really helps if you are trying to put yourself in the shoes, like you are playing the game, and you try and think about how the game works. What do you feel, and stuff like that. If you have a story, it's actually really great to have at least a little story behind. What is that story? Yeah, and how it connects with the mechanics. That's really a basis for your game loop mostly. Yeah. So if you have a gameplay in your mind, like maybe a feeling that you should feel as a player, if you have a little story behind and you have like ideas of the mechanics, that actually creates a game loop. Yeah, like how do you play it, what do you need to do, how long it takes to play, how do you finish a game. Yeah, and so it's really great if you know your audience, because it really it really joins like the basis idea of the game. It really changes by your audience. You cannot actually put some themes, because if you have children, you cannot have blood or something like that, and you really need to think that through. And also, it actually changes everything, every aspect of the game, how the game looks. You cannot put a super horror-ish like atmosphere if you make it for the children aged 5 and so. Okay. What emotions you want to pursue? That's really actually important, because it can be rather fast-paced game. It can be more hilarious. It can be like really fun for people to play. It's really important if you know that before you try to create your own game or the whole game concept. And that connects with the fun factor. Fun factor is like it's something that keeps the player inside of the game. That also gives a chance like to play it again and again and again and again. Yeah, so try to think about your fun factor also, because especially if you are creating educational games, like fun factor is something that will get people together and give them a chance maybe to play together. Like if it's education, it can be boring, and boring education that's really a bummer. So try and incorporate the fun factor. And yeah, and what's really important is like if you are in trouble or you don't know how to move, try to look at other games or other creators, like how they solve the exact problem you have at this point, because that's like there's a ton of inspiration outside, and you don't actually need to have a solution for everything, because games can be really complex, and it's also that's like the first thing, like or the second, like you need to know like how much original you want to go. There is a good idea to have a balance between that, because if you want to try and be like super too much original, like there is a big chance like nobody will understand how your game works. Yeah, because that can really happen, and the games should be easily understood and easily played, and that's how it can be fun. Okay. Okay, so once you have a good base for the game design concept, you also should be like ideate about about the art design. It really joins itself together, and yeah, it's like something that I actually was talking about, like the slide behind. It's really important that you know your audience, because that will change everything. What style will you choose? What version or what technical approach you need to choose? What pipelines and so on and so on. And it's good practice if you start with sketches, if you start with mood boards and stuff, because that's the way like you can come up with fast designs and fast inspiration, and try and find like really the basis of the art for your game or for your own game. Try and not go to the final state of the art. It's never good, especially if you don't have time for that, because in the basics, in the pre-production version of your game, in the ideation part, that's the pre-production, there are fast changes. And it could happen that, okay, like you will, I don't know, go with one idea for a few hours, and after then you find out, okay, like it's not fun, it will not work. You don't want maybe to go that way. And if you created an art style or created a piece that's actually like finished, yeah, then you actually like lost the time, and the piece won't be used most probably. So that's not really the best way. So try and create sketches that are really fast, and try and think about game design, how it connects together, and create your own mood boards, so that you can navigate like which way you can go or which way you want to go. Yeah, that's really great as a basis, as a start. Yeah. But at this point, like if you have artists in your team, it's really important that you try and create a really great basis for your art. Okay, this is maybe some way like you can be thinking. Yeah, there are a lot of way like you can approach the game. Some people are more visual, like they have good imagination and stuff, and they can create, I don't know, a great basis for the story or for the characters and stuff, or the gameplay. That's really important. Some people are more analytics, yeah, more analysis based, and they maybe create something like this, like a web of ideas and how it connects itself together. And actually, it's really great if you have in team like those two, but if they can actually like join those ideas together and create some really great basis, yeah? To put down maybe an idea, maybe a little story, to create a really fast sketch about the character and so on, but also try and create a web of ideas or the gameplay, how it actually works, how the core game loop works and stuff. Yeah, so it's really important. If you have people like this in your team and then they can put their heads together, it can work really well. Yeah. So that's the mind map, and also research is really important. Like in this really pre-production stuff, it's really important that you create or you have a really great research, yeah, before you actually try and finish the base of the idea. So research, and especially in educational games, it's really important, because if you don't have like extensive research of the theme, you cannot really incorporate the whole idea of that subject or something, and it also won't be played well. Yeah, so it's really great if you do this, and also a mind map may help you like to navigate, yeah, the whole research and the whole connectivity with the art and with the design part of the game. Yeah, yeah, and also if you actually have the basis, yeah, you have the basis, you have some, I don't know, some basis of the game concept. It is important that you have like these big brackets where are ideas, maybe characters and stuff, and you are trying to go from them to the smaller parts of the game, so that your game development is structured. It really helps. If you doesn't have that, there is a possibility that your game will grow really great one way, like it will have an art style and everything, but it won't connect to the game design part or to the story part and so on. Yeah. Or to the facts, to the gameplay itself, and that's really necessary that you try and put it together, like gradually create and develop your game. Try to develop the great basis, the core of the game that works, and then you can actually put other stuff. So if you are trying and create your own game, it's really great if you have like, I don't know, 2 or 3 mechanics that works really well together. And you create a list of nice to have things that may be in the game, and that's really also important in the production part, because it's not great if you like jump into all other stuff and the basis won't work, yeah, itself. So therefore, like, you will have like a lot of progress, but your game actually won't work, yeah, and that can be a really big problem. So start with the basis of this. Yeah, and the research itself is really important on all parts. Yeah, artists can be really great. Like they can have like really, I don't know, visual stuff, really, I don't know, color fonts and etc. But if it doesn't join with the team, with the idea, with the subject you are trying to put in your project, it won't work. Yeah, so research really helps on every side of the projects you create. Yeah, so that's why research gradually moves on to visual research, and that's why also it's important to start with sketches, because sketches can be really fast. Like you can just generate lots of ideas, generate a lot of designs by sketching, and change them. If you will try and do something that's really finished and takes, I don't know, 3 hours, you actually lost 3 hours, because it mostly won't work. Mostly won't work. But I will tell you like how it can be also incorporated. If you are further in those steps, there's also something important. I call it like some way of I don't know how to say it in English. Never mind. I try to tell it in different way. Maybe a bit later when I connect the theme there. Okay, never mind. Okay, so in a visual basis, when you try and create something visual, it's really important you also create a visual research and try and highlight the design intent. That means like try and create characters maybe if they're important, if characters are important for the game, or maybe like the characters in the game works like avatars, like player can place himself in the character and that helps like so that his mind stays in the game. So if there is need to like the characters are the main focus of the game, like you should be able to research like what works really well for your age. You are, I don't know, focus like 5 years old, 10 years old, I don't know what. Okay. What style we choose and why? Now this is really great because if you try and create your sorry, my English just went out of the window. Sorry, I'm just try and search the word I try to say. Sorry for this. Yeah, whatever. So if you actually choose your recipient, I chose an animal. Your recipient, like it should be aged from, I don't know, 5 to 18, yeah, or 5 to 60. Yeah, it's really great if you choose a style that can connect all together. Like watch maybe or take an example in animation, yeah, Disney animation or whatever. They try to or they created a style that can actually join little kids and also older ones, yeah, older people. And that helps. Like if you go stylized, it really helps because it just creates a basis that everyone can join itself. It's not scary. Also, if it's scary a bit, it can be incorporated or it can be created in a style that doesn't feel as much scary. Yeah, so it can join a bigger or wider group of people. So what are solutions or in other similar projects? Yeah, that's what I was talking about before. If you are really like you don't know how to solve the problem, just look at the similar project and try and think about how they did it. It really helps. Yeah. And yeah, so yeah, try and try to look at the way they actually created the basis for the project, how it works there in visuals. Yeah. Yeah. So what's really important, like atmosphere is on one side. It's like the whole atmosphere of the game. Yeah, it can be like if it's I don't know a tabletop or a card game. It can be something in the background, like can be a horror, or it can be I don't know fantasy or something. So it's magical. Yeah, it's like you are in a if you watch that. And there is also on the other way, there's like options and quality. You need to join these two together because you also need to create a background for your game, and you also need to actually look at the way how you describe your options or your characters, how it joins with game mechanics. Yeah. So that's really important. So keep an eye on that. Yeah, and if you're trying to create your own game, there are ways you can find out your visuals even before you finish your whole design, and that's how you create blockouts or fake screenshots. Yeah, so blockouts and fake screenshots work as a way that you can see the final result of the game. Yeah, and or even create the basis for the art. Yeah. So from the perspective of the art creation, it's really well, as I said before, to to actually create ideas and sketches and so on, because that will help you to create abilities that won't need to be finished in a way that yeah, you just don't need to that. So sorry for my kid just came back. So from another side, talking about design, when I was talking about blockouts, it's really nice if you are creating this from the blocks, small blocks of, because that will help you. I'm sorry, just keep a second. Sorry, I don't have like the best option right now. So sorry for my kid. It's really little, so I cannot really work with that right now. Okay, so your basic blocks for the game could be something like this, like from these are like really kid stuff. So it actually joins the thing that my kid came back from the walk. So the blocks can really help to create something really simple, but yet it can create the basics for your game, for the game, for the art and how it connects like the mechanics together. So yeah, and look at these like examples. Like you can go like really structured way. Yeah, the structure is like, yeah, it's like straight and so on. It's really have rules in it. You can also go really complex, but look at that. Like it can go and create the chaos really fast, and that can be a problem in game design, because if you go too complex too fast, your game may crumble into pieces. Yeah, that's literal. Like it can crumble into pieces, like you see that way. And also you can go dynamic. Yeah, dynamics are something in the game that actually players create. They have creativity itself in the game. So the dynamics, it's also in your part. Like when you create the game design of the game, you should be able to think about dynamics, like how much creativity can the player put inside. Yeah. So the best games in this way are sandboxes. Yeah. Okay. Go further. Okay. This is something I wanted to say, but I couldn't find a word for it. This is something that's called fake screenshot. Yeah? So if you have a basic layout, if you have a basic game design and stuff created, and you have sketches, you can go further, yeah? And you can create something that, this is actually for the PCs, PC games, yeah. But you can create also something like that for tabletops. Like you can incorporate like UI or the element, like how the player understands how the game is played, or interact with it and so on. Yeah, and if you put it all into one picture, even before you finish or you are trying to go into the production of the game, you can actually create atmosphere. You can create like the way people can perceive like how your game will be played. And if you do that as an artist, you are able to actually like join all the ideas together and create something. Okay, like everybody can be on board at that point. Like if they had some misunderstanding, maybe, yeah, like programmer or other stuff, I don't know, or if you are doing a tabletop game or something like that. If you do something like this and you incorporate like UI elements or the how it should be played and stuff, how it should be interacted with. Everybody will be on board at that point, and it really helps to finish the game. Yeah. So, what's if you doesn't have like artists, or you have artists? That's also a good way to think about this way. Like if you you can use asset packs or original artwork. Yeah, it's always great if you have your own original work, because if it's created with the game design, with the idea from the start, it will be just great. It will be yours. It will be special. Yeah, nobody can take it from you. If you are using asset packs, it's a bit different. Yeah, but you can this way you can create a game even without having skills to actually create a graphical, graphic visuals for the game. So it can really help. So on one side, it saves time, and it saves like you don't need to pay anyone if you don't have something with this expertise in your team, but it lacks originality and probably won't fit the best, and that can actually hurt your game. Also, you never have all in your asset packs, and if you actually try to incorporate something specific, it can there is a probability it won't work. So it can help you by with the time of creating your whole game, but if you doesn't have a professional in your team and he will try to put something there, there is a probability it won't fit. So that's a bit scary there. Okay. So what I wanted to say, it's sometimes better to use simply original assets, or your own drone. Even if they are like not the best, you can still go and make it simpler. Like for example, you have AAA games like they're super realistic, or you have pixel art games. And pixel art, like if you have like basics of understanding how the artistic language works, you can create your own pixel art, even though you are not the best artist ever. So when you are prototyping your own game, it is never about polished look. So you are trying to create basics. So basic mechanics, basics of the art and stuff, and try to put it together and try to understand if it works or not. This is really important. That's what I was talking about, is the artistic part of the whole ideation process. It's always better because if you create something that's actually finished, and I don't know, mechanics doesn't work, it just won't work. It will just crumble. So so it's really great if you start with maybe something more simple. These are examples for the games. So you can create a really low poly asset that works really great, and it's also really great if you try and think in a way that you can join assets together. So that therefore you can create, I don't know, a whole city only by using columns and I don't know, walls and stuff like that. Like you can join them together and create like different architecture and stuff. So only by creating some assets that can be joined together, because there are some simple rules of how it behave, it can create a whole game. Really fast. This is example of AAA asset pack. So it's really similar like this. Like if you go and look at this on the bottom of the picture, like these are little elements, and if you join them together, like you can actually create something like these. And also the modern game design, it also works this way. Like you create some bases, you experiment, you try and join things together, and once you understand how it could work, you go and make it work. So you make it like I don't know, you cut it, you join it, and so on until you create something really complex. That will work like in your game or tabletop or whatever. Okay, so blockout and fake screenshot. I was mentioning it before. So what I was talking, like this is just maybe like the putting all together. So it's like building blocks. You can just take them, join them in some way. You are designing the environment and the rules, and it will work that way. That's really good. It's always good, like if you are going this way, like always start with I don't know, like this is for the AAA games, or not AAA, but if you're going to PC or something like that, create a floor plan or create some basics for your game or map for the tabletop or something like that. Create the layout of the game and compositional and size relationships. It really helps if you understand like the scale of the characters, or in the tabletop games, like if you have like small pieces like you put on the table, it should be like blend rate, like they actually work with I don't know, illustration part, or with the rules part, or with the the way you move the pieces on the playboard. So that's really important. So this way, like if you are creating some compositional sketches and you understand the size relationships, it will work well together. So the sooner you create this block out, it will feel like the great basis. This is really great for the PC games and so on. I guess you can see that. But the block out is really important. But it doesn't matter, like if it's 3D or 2D or a tabletop game or a card game. Like create a basis, like which you use the pieces you use as soon as possible. They doesn't need to be polished. They doesn't need to be super finished. But you should be able to understand like how that works. Yeah, so this way you can place it in the engine. This is for the games, or you can place it in some kind of, I don't know, like if you know Figma or Miro, you can put it in there, and therefore you can actually go and try and emulate all the design stuff in it, because you actually have the basis for it as soon as possible. Okay, yeah, so this is also for the games. It's really important, like if you understand the space, sizes, the relationships, how the player like moves through the space, how the camera actually works, and so on. But this all just drawings on the basis you created. Yeah, you put there the things one after another and try to actually understand how they work together. That's really important. Yeah. That's what I was talking about, so I don't need to say this one. Yeah, so it's really important, like if you use at the start the primitive geometric shapes for the card or for the basis. Yeah, also for the tabletop or card, just create I don't know, squares or something that actually says that okay, this is card, this is like game card, character card, or whatever. Or this is, I don't know, equipment you can take, or this is a map, and you can, I don't know, there are small pieces that are saying like it takes, I don't know, three or four times like the whole game. 3 or 4 times like the round of the game until you actually go from one place to another, from one city to another, whatever. Yeah, so yeah, try and think about time in your game. That's really important. And once we go to the fake screenshot that I was showing you before, it's something like all the elements together, UI, user experience, and visuals and everything. Once you have that, it's just great because everybody's on board at that point. Yeah. So this is a block out that's on the left, and these are visuals like for the visual development of your project. Like you can go really simple, but yeah, you can actually say, okay, this is I don't know, your wall. Well, yeah, you can go there and pick some water from that. But you doesn't even need to put textures on it. People can understand if the shape works, if the actual idea, if the proportions work, it will work altogether. Yeah. So fake screenshot, it's also part of it's part of the concept art, yeah, but it joins on the conceptual size of the whole project. It can be also done if you are not like the best, I don't know, illustrator or something, because a lot of time it looks like an illustration or something like that, but with the gameplay inside. If you are not great at that, you can also mix, I don't know, images or something together to get the idea as soon as possible. Like it doesn't need to be the best, but the composition is really important. Like if you are doing a, I don't know, 3D game, it's really important. Like if you put there a camera view. If you're doing like tabletop game, the whole composition is really what's core. Yeah, like how do you move all the pieces on the board and stuff like that. Yeah, and usually with UI and UX element, that really helps and gives like the whole direction of the visual. So this is like all together, like maintain the idea, yeah, go from high concept and go with the direction until all that fits together. it's really great if you create a bulletproof documentation after that, because if you are trying, make a project a bit bigger, it really helps to navigate. Like if somebody new will join your team and the production will take, I don't know, 2 years, it's really like a core if you create a documentation for your game. Game design is a really important thing, but it really helps if you try and join with the story. It's really something that if it's intertwined, it will work really well and it will make your game unique. Yeah, it's really important that you have your scope in your head from the start. Yeah, try and be more realistic about what you can actually create. Yeah, it really depends like how big is your team, but also how big is your idea. What is your core, and how you actually put your time, put your effort to actually finish something. That's really important. So try and start with the core and create a list maybe of nice to have things and put it there one after another by the rule of like which is more important. Yeah, that really works. What also is really important is like try to motivate each other and be aware of your ego. Yeah, I saw too many teams which actually like the whole team crumbled because somebody had like too big ego and wanted to create something greater and wanted he was toxic in a way that nobody wanted to actually work with him, and that can really destroy everything, the whole vision and the whole project. And it's also dangerous because every part of the team, each one of you have its own input. Yeah, so if I don't know, the half of the team is destroyed maybe and the half stays, also the ideas mostly stay. Yeah, and if they are not on board, you need to change them. Yeah, or try and create something that will work like in a new way, because therefore you can have problems like that. If you are in doubt or your ideas clash, just go back to the basics, try and blend the ideas together until it works. Yeah, this can even come up even if you are in a production state. Like there will always be ideas that can create or make your game better. But what's really important is okay, try and ask yourself, okay, how much time will it take? Will it really make the game better? Or it will destroy the things? Or how many things I will need to change in order so that this thing will work in the game? So that's really important that you start with big ideas or big brackets and you just go and navigate the game or the creation of the game in the smaller parts later, because therefore you have a clear and big great structure that won't crumble after smaller ideas will be put inside. Yeah, so create big ideas, then small ideas. Don't do that otherwise. In other way, or don't create another new ideas or other big, not new, but other big ideas or other new core concepts that will change the whole game, because therefore, after you are in the production, because that will just destroy the whole program. That's never good. Okay, and this is the last part. I created some really fast, something like a demo for you, because I don't know if you will be doing actual PC games or something like that, or digital games, or you will be doing tabletop games. So I have some examples of card, I have some examples of player board. It also can be joined together, or it can work separately. It really depends, but mostly it's really what is really important. You always need to put informations, story, and rules in the game. It doesn't matter if it's digital or tabletop. You just need to put that there, because if that won't be there, people won't know how to actually play this. Also, information, story, and rules should be joined in a way or intertwined in a way that won't crumble. Yeah, so it needs to actually work together really well. Yeah, and if it's done that way, many people will understand it even without like very exhausting, I don't know, very exhausting way of saying how the game is actually played. Sorry, I just lost my words somewhere there. So what's important, you have all the things like PCs, tokens, cards, and playing field. Yeah, and those are some elements that you can actually put together and create some or put the information there. But it's really important that you join them all the information in a way that people can understand it. Yeah, so there are something like color directions, symbols, and order, and something like that. You can see it here on the example. Like there is a basic palette that joins together with cards. There are some colors that you can say like, okay, this is like player 1, this is player 2, this is like, okay, basis, like nobody took that. There should be something like a theme, so the player board or card have some places where you can actually put the story. Yeah, and it also can be like, this is like created with a mouse, so they are really funny in a way. But also, like, if you, I don't know, create these really geometric, really primitive shapes, people can understand like how it is done or how it works. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. So create the sketches, create some layouts, and if there is some name or something, if there is some description, if there is a cost or something or a power, everybody will understand that. Yeah, you just join the way of information, visual information with the text, and it can work really well if you like join it in a smart way, smart and simple. Mostly really works well. Okay, so yeah, what is really important is like you should be able to actually think about things like time, strength, and the character. Yeah, it's mostly like always in the game, even in chess or in, I don't know, you can play some educational game or whatever. Like time is of all time, not only play time, but also like if you take turn one after another like a player, it also takes some time. If you move your pieces on the board, it also is a time. Like how much time do I need to come from this part to this part? Yeah, and the turns itself, it means time. So there are a lot of ways how you can incorporate the time into your game, but it's really core that you have time in there. Then strength. Strength can be like whatever that actually says like, okay, you need money, or you need power to do something, or to take something, or you need, I don't know, you can actually like build something. Like I have something like castles, because I actually have many castles, so I made something like this. And castle obviously will have bigger power than a village, for example. So maybe if you could be able to build a castle, like it can give you a lot of power, but you also need like a lot of resources for that. Yeah. A character, this like a player's personification, or you're trying to put your player inside so that he can be invested into the game more, and he will be therefore playing it with emotions, and he will enjoy it far better if you have, I don't know, character, or you have something like a kingdom of something, and he can be like, okay, I'm yellow. That's actually like it. It doesn't need to have like your face somewhere. It actually needs to like, I am yellow, yeah, I have some pluses, some minuses. I play this way because this is my kingdom. It has some advantages maybe, and I'm trying like a player to try and win the table, like the map, the way it needs to be played. Yeah, so you actually put some game design elements also on the cards, or on everywhere actually. Yeah, so it should be everywhere, so that people can understand how it actually joins together. Yeah. So there are some questions that you should be asking yourself at the beginning, like what type of game I'm doing. Is it for solo gamers, or is it a multiplayer game? Do I cooperate or compete? Yeah, that is really important, because some people really doesn't like to compete with each other. Sometimes it's really great if you cooperate with someone. Yeah, or if you work as a team or something. It can really help your game if it's the essence of the game, of course. Uh, then what is the actual essence of the game, and how do I achieve it? Yeah, that means, like, for example, this game, like, this is about castle. This is about, I don't know, situation in the I don't know, in the sorry, in the dark ages. Maybe. I'm sorry, but yeah, my English sometimes doesn't work. In the ages of castles and strongholds and stuff, villages. We had a really big problem in those actual times, because not only kings, or I don't, let's say, barons or whatever, it doesn't matter. They try to fight each other, but also there were people coming from other places, like Turkish people and stuff. Yeah, so you can incorporate that into the game. Yeah, that can be actually like something like an essence of the game. Cards could be like, maybe you could be able only to play for one king and another king. Yeah, but there can be something outside that have like something like danger that comes with the card deck, yeah, and the time that you are playing the game. Yeah, so something like if you saw Game of Thrones, there are White Walkers. Yeah, so there are many kingdoms, small kingdoms, and they are like competing for the power. But there's also something else that can actually destroy them. Yeah, so you can put that everything in the game, and that could be like the essence of the game. So you should be able to think about that and try to incorporate any idea, the mechanics into the game, so this essence comes out. That's really important. Okay, how does the game communicate with the player? Yeah, so this is a question that should be like created like really designish, okay, kind of way. Like you try and join the design and the visual art, the graphical way of communication. Yeah. So these points, like, it could be like a time, yeah, time, or any kind of fulfillment of the way you can win the game, I guess. Yeah. The card deck could be something that actually moves the game, or gives people or players the way how to actually go further. Yeah, and so the time actually does something to the game. So there are changes. Somebody could be winning at this point, but another card could change the whole process, or the whole game in a minute, maybe. Yeah. Then people should be able to understand that, okay, I am the yellow. Oops, sorry. I'm the yellow one, and you are the blue one. Yeah, and maybe there will be like a neutral units and stuff like that. Yeah, if you have something like that, you should be able to put it on the scoreboard or something, like a time board or whatever. Yeah, or a card that actually gives you specifics about how do you play, or what stats do you have, and stuff like that. And if you try to like connect all these pieces together, like you have many things, like I was mentioning before, you have color and direction and symbols and order or something like that. And yeah, it just joins together. Like if you use the same color, the player will understand. If you use the same symbols or some stats or some, I don't know, images that just works together, like with the image in the wall, I don't know, board or something like that, people will understand. So try and use that in your advantage in a way that people will actually understand like what's happening. That's really important, because in other way, your players will be just confused. Yeah, so the testing is really important at this part. Like if you have some kind of prototype, it's really important that you test it with different kind of people. I don't know, with your grandma, with your friends, with children, or whoever it is, and especially with your actual, like, the group, like you want them to play it. Like if it's for the kids aged 5 to 10, you just need to finally try and test it with this group, because otherwise it just won't work. Yeah, so you just go and prototype and change things until it will like work the best. And I don't know, you make the second or third game, or once you get experience, you will understand how all these things joins together, and you will be just making better and better game, because that's how it actually works. Yeah, so that's all, my guys. I hope I didn't actually leave anything, but I guess like it could help you, or it should help you, like to understand how it could be created. And yeah. So this is all. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. My name again is Martin Engler. If you have any questions, like you can email me like officially, or you can also find me on Instagram. Yeah, so with this, I would be glad if you, I don't know, could catch up with me, or just, I don't know, throw some ideas or whatever. Okay, so thank you very much, and I hope it helps. And yeah, happy prototyping, I guess. Bye.